Hello, my crafty friends. This is Sheree from Turquoise Dreaming. I'm in my craft room. How you doing today? So this is my new upstairs craft room where I'm moving everything from my downstairs to my upstairs craft room. So I was going to give you an update. I've moved a lot of things up here since the last update video of moving my craft room. So I'm just going to start and then try not to repeat, but tell you what things are, but not repeat in depth of what thing, what is what. So anyway, here's on my left, here is my shipping area, which I already showed you. This is the oven that's here. This is the kitchen, was the kitchen when my son and his wife lived up here. So this was their kitchen island, which was over on the other side. The kitchen goes over here too. Like there's a hallway. And so it was on this side, part of it, oven and counter cabinet. And then there's a microwave up there and some more cabinets. And then refrigerator and kitchen counter sink cabinets. And that's the wall there. So anyway, on this, I'm trying not to go too fast for you here where I make you dizzy. But so I'm starting over here. So the oven and the microwave, they're building a house and they're living somewhere temporarily somewhere else on our property. And so, down by the house that they're building. So anyway, when the house is finished, I believe they're going to get the microwave and the oven. And then, so I'll be able to have that space there to put, if I want to put something there, shelf, move things around in my craft room, whatever I can. But anyway, at this point, you see here I'm using and they might take this right here was that whole story started with was their kitchen island over on the other side, around that sink area, in front of that sink area. It was like their little kitchen island for extra space, because they needed a place to keep all their dishes and their food, and things like that. So anyway, I might be losing this and then I might replace it with something, else, because I really and I filled up, I'm not filled, but, I'm using all of this space. It's not like it's empty. None of these are empty cabinets or doors. I only have one thing up here right now. But they're not taking the cabinets. They're going to put new cabinets in their new house. They're not using these cabinets, so I get to keep the cabinets. But I do have one shoebox, plastic shoebox from Dollar Tree, full of extra thread up there right now in that cabinet above the microwave. So as we go around, this is the dormer on this side of the upstairs. The other dormer, there's two dormers like this with a window. One's here in this room and one's on the other side, which is a bedroom. So in this dormer, they left this dresser and they said they don't want this back. Although if they wanted it, if they changed their mind, because now they're having a baby. So since they moved out, they found out they're expecting. So in case they want this, I said, if you want this, you can have it and I'll replace it. Because I am using every drawer, except the bottom drawer is empty still. Or I might have no, I think the bottom drawer is still empty. So I do have an empty drawer there. But I'm using the other four drawers. And then on top of here is which I already showed you this. But, well, no, I don't know if I showed you this. I might get lost on what I've showed you, what I haven't. But I moved all these up. These are on my dresser. And these were on my dresser. I think I did show you this behind me in the downstairs. But now they're on this dresser. Because I have my TV on the dresser that I had these on downstairs. These are my dies. This is how I organize my in this little box that my husband gave me just by, he had it in a bunch of junk that he had. He's like, do you want this box? I'm like, oh, yeah, I like that, worn, primitive looking box. So my dies are in here, and these are my extra envelopes like this in case I need them for more dies or whatever. So this is what I have my Halloween, this little cup holder that I recently brought home from the thrift store that I had my Halloween tassels hanging on. And so all my Halloween journals are done now, so it's empty, so I can hang whatever I want on there, more tassels or whatever. So anyway, you saw the window. I've cleaned up here everything, not everything, but I'll explain. I've cleaned everything up here, and if I haven't cleaned something, I'll tell you. I kind of want to tell you because it's been, if you think it's easy to move a craft room, it's not. And I only had to move upstairs. I didn't move from house to house. That would be so much work. I know Diane Hubert recently moved her craft room from house to house, and I have new respect. I mean, I already had respect, but I have even more respect now because I can imagine that was, and she did it really quick. That's the thing, and got it together and organized. And I was like, gosh, there's so much work just moving from downstairs to upstairs. I can't even imagine what it was like to move everything from one house to another. So, and a lot of people do it, I know. I've seen quite a few videos on where people have moved. Scrappy Wife also moved from house to house, from state to state even. So, so here's my dresser that used to be behind me. And I thought see how I have these low walls up here. This ceiling is, one of these ceilings, which I love. I love, love, love it. I think it's really cool. But it does limit your upward space. So that's why I could picture this when I was, picturing where things might go up here. I pictured this dresser right here with my TV on it because, where are you going to hang a TV, right? I could put it here, but that would just change the whole, template of my craft room here. So I just kind of really love my TV here on this dresser. And so, yeah, I had this downstairs. I put my TV there. I did put my Big Shot there. I have some of my Halloween journals that are ready to go. That I'm doing videos on things on. I have them just sitting here right now. And over here I put all my glue. That little pot has my extra glues in it. And then I have some here that won't fit in the pot right there lined up. And then this is some things that were in with my sewing and in a drawer that you watched me organize, and I took those out and I said I might get rid of this string here, and I put them here as a decoration for the moment because I really like them. I guess that's why I bought them, but I don't know what I'm going to do with them ever, if I'm ever going to actually use the string. But if I do, they're still here for me to use, but right now they're kind of there for decoration. And I said they remind me of my mom because I remember my mom having things. They're not from my mom, but I remember my mom having these around, these little kind of like spools of string, when she used to, I guess it was crochet. I don't know if it was knit or crochet, but she made some doilies and things out of string like this. So I think it was crochet or knit, not sure. And then I think I have all of my plastic drawers up here now. So I just went around and put them in wherever there is fit. Oh, I didn't show you over here. Yeah, I have some here too on either side of the dresser. So these I had all of these downstairs. I bought these new at Dollar Tree to rehome these right here. These are already made, ready to go into journals, ephemera. So I was keeping them somewhere else, and it was like, I don't know, I wasn't liking it exactly. So I'm trying something new. So these two are new, only like $1.50. These are only like $1.50, and they're green or kind of turquoise-ish from Dollar Tree. So I have those there, and see I have extra room in the back. And then these gray plastic container, they're little drawers. So that's what I like. I like to be able to pull things out and not just have it stacked if I can. So that's why I got these stacking little drawers the last time I reorganized my craft room. So these gray ones I had downstairs. And this was a little drawer, 3-drawer container that was at work, and they were getting rid. They had a few of these, and they said, anybody want these? And I took this one. So it's on wheels, and so now I have that bottom drawer is empty, and then I have put some of my bigger ephemera in that top drawer. It was it wasn't fitting very well, but it was kind of some of it fit, some of it didn't, and so it was kind of stacked on top of it, downstairs and around it and stuff, and it was really getting annoying because it wasn't, I like everything contained. So anyway, my bigger ephemera pieces are in that top drawer. And then I had a little box, just a cardboard box that I got at Dollar Tree for free. And I had a bunch of envelopes that I had coffee dyed, and some are decorated in that box on a shelf downstairs. So I have now put all those envelopes, got rid of the cardboard box. Nothing's wrong with the cardboard box. It works fine, but since I have this drawer, I put all those envelopes in there, and then the bottom drawer is empty. By the way, that middle drawer right there is empty. I had fabric in it, and that's over in that chest of drawers I just showed you. So that's 3 empty drawers. Oh, and I wanted to point this out. I have space behind the island. I don't know, I could tuck something in there if I needed to. So as we go around, this is clock, if you heard it chime. I just figured out how to turn it off. So I turned it off now. I like the little chime, but kind of like, I don't know if it bothers you guys when I'm doing a video. So I turned it off. But I have, believe it or not, you'll see the furniture I have in here as we go around. I have 5 more pieces of furniture to bring up here. Yes, I do. So I'm picturing one here. I have this whole wall, and this is a tall wall that goes up to the ceiling. So I do have 2 tall, 2, they're not super tall, but they're normally tall, like 6 feet tall, whatever they are. 2 cabinets with doors where I keep things that I'm selling. You know what I mean? And some other things that I need to reorganize. So there are 2 cabinets with drawers. So one of them can go here if I want. I don't know. I haven't figured out. I got to measure and figure out where things will fit. But something can go here, and something can go on the other side. And then I put this shelf that was ours. My son did use it up here. But so it technically, it wasn't his, it was ours, but he did leave it here, so I'm using it now. Hopefully he doesn't want it, because I kind of like it here. I put it in front of the window, and it's right next to my desk, and I have, this is a Thrifty Thursday I need to do, so that will be gone soon. And then these are journals I'm working on, which I already showed you. And then under here, this is some scrapbook paper and papers I'm using for these journals. And those are the cereal boxes that I want to put on some more composition books like this one. So it is kind of helping me have a place to put things I'm working on. So, and then here's my table from this side. I sit on the other side to do my videos, but here's this side, and you see my coffee cup. This is my, this cord here. I don't have to always have it here, but it's my charger for my phone. Okay, so since the last video I brought up, I might have had one, I think I had this one up here because I had to bring this up right away because I have all my glues that I did use during my crafting videos, and when I'm crafting right here, all my current glues and scissors and all that kind of stuff. There's a ruler, and then I have some things down here, but these were the most important things I needed, so I brought that right away. And then I brought this one up. Also, I had it in another place. I didn't have it on the other side because it really would have kind of blocked my walking area in my craft room downstairs. But up here, I have it right here on the other side. So these 2 little carts have come in really handy. I had got those from Temu. So there's my trash can over there. But yeah, I've cleaned this floor really good. One thing I haven't cleaned yet, I was going to tell you, things I haven't cleaned yet, just because it takes so long to, get everything up here and clean and, get it the clean you want. So I haven't cleaned the windowsill in this window yet, in this window. So yeah, that's one thing I still have to clean. I cleaned the outside of the oven and the inside of the outside of the refrigerator. I don't know if I cleaned the microwave at all yet. I might have wiped down the outside, but I haven't cleaned inside the microwave or the oven I'm not going to clean the refrigerator. That's just too much. Because it's not mine. If I want to stick a soda or something in there when I'm up here, I have stuck my soda in the freezer. The bottom drawer is a freezer part, so I have stuck my soda in there in the freezer to get it cold again. But here's like where another cabinet or shelf can go, and then I already had these drawers here, and this is where I had some of the ephemera, and I wasn't liking. In fact, I was going to get rid of this and replace it with those little green bins I just showed you. But I was having see how wide some of these things are? I was putting my ephemera in like this way. So a lot of things, it's narrower this way. And this is an old coffee cup holder from a vintage, where it used to be like you hang it on the wall and you have little coffee cups in here. But anyway, I got this from a thrift store, painted it. You see it's painted with a crackle finish. I painted it with a crackle finish. But anyway, I ended up turning the ephemera around because this way is wider. And I liked it. And then I liked it again. So I was like, wow, that works out so much better. I have this little bag of goodies I don't want to forget to use, but they're stickers that are made into like three layered tags. So I don't want to forget to use those, and they're technically all ready to go into journals. So I left those in there with my prepared ephemera. And then there's some little tiny things in this one, which I had all of the stuff in here, plus all the other stuff. All of the other stuff over there that I showed you in the green bins, and it was just getting a little too, unwieldy. So now I feel like I like it again, and I'm not getting rid of it, and it sits there. And then that one, I showed you this in my video where we organized this new drawer set where the old one was old and it was bulging out on the sides. So I was careful, and I'm still trying to be careful not to pile too much stuff on top of here so the same thing doesn't happen, because I don't think it was bulging out before I used it, and then I piled a lot of these drawers on top, which, believe it or not, you wouldn't think all this stuff gets so heavy, but it really does. And so yeah, I even thought this might be too much for it, so that could be in the future moved if I feel like this is not holding this current weight well. But anyway, that's the current state of those drawers. And then all the things that I could carry up, like all these little drawers and everything, I carry up. I only have my sons and my husband to help carry up the heavier furniture, like my table behind me that I showed you. Here's the view from this side. That table, I got them to help me carry up. And the dresser. That's all on that side. Everything else, the chest of drawers was up here. And the island. I brought that table up myself too. It folds up, so I just carried that up. This was already up here. I carried all my little drawers up here. Believe me, I've been up and down these stairs over 100 times in the last couple weeks. So I brought all this up here myself. The little table, all my stuff on my sewing machine, my chair, all that stuff. Hooked it up. I brought my little threads up here. I was going to put it in the middle, the threads in the middle, like right in back of the sewing machine. And I thought, you know what? I might want to get another one and put it right there, because I have a lot more thread that I could put on. And I kind of love that little thing. It's just a simple little, and there's all different kinds of these little thread holders that you can get. And this is just a little metal, like a little metal rack one. And I really love it. It's very handy having it right there, of course, behind my sewing machine. And then I can look there and see what color I want. And that's like 100% love on that. So if you need something like that for your thread, I highly recommend it. I got it on Amazon. And yeah, like I said, I've picked up a lot of thread from thrift stores, and really from thrift stores, not really much from estate sales, because you can get like a whole sewing box or a big bag of thread for very cheap, and it's way cheaper than buying it anywhere, even at Walmart or whatever. So yeah, I've gotten a lot or most of my thread that way, and yeah, that's my current thread storage. But I'm going to leave that spot blank right there and see after I get everything else up here, see if I want another thread rack. So anyway, this is my most used sewing machine right here, my brother Project One Runway, and all the stuff that you see here was downstairs around it. And so I have it just set up the same way I did downstairs. There's my chair that I sit in, and I have a little basket that hangs off the side there with my bobbins, and I think there's some sewing machine tools or something under there. But yeah, I have this one little tool up here that I use to take off something. What was I using that on? I don't know, but I left it there. It might get put away. if I don't figure out why I left it there. But it was on my table downstairs. So I was like, what was I using that for? And I just put it down there again when I moved up here. And then, so these were on opposite sides of the room, my two sewing machines downstairs. But, you know, limited wall space up here. And this is my son's washer dryer combo machine. That will be going to when his house is finished. So I'll have that space. But right now, this little desk fit perfectly right here. So that's where I put it. There's a door that goes back into, you know, like I said, these walls. This is a dormer type upstairs. There's little access door behind there. But we don't need to get in there. I don't need to get in there. But if we ever do, I can move my sewing machine, my desk. So, so I'm using the wall space. But anyway, this is my other sewing machine that I do use sometimes. For certain things, if I got something going where I want to have two different threads available, I can do that. Like I can have a certain thread here, like, okay, we're going to need to do a quick thing on this thread and a quick thing on this thread. But this does have different, like the zigzag stitches, see that big one there? It doesn't have that on my other one. So sometimes I just want to use that big zigzag stitch. And I'll come over here and use this one for whatever, you know, I want that big zigzag stitch on. And I have a few other things that I've had sitting on this desk downstairs that I haven't brought up here yet. But I did bring up the most important things. My mini, little tiny attacher stapler and my corner rounder. And my ink is under there. And then all the drawers I brought up. They brought up the desk, my husband and actually my one son brought this up. I was like, both my sons were here. And I was like, can you guys bring this desk up? Because my husband wasn't here. And they're like, sure, you know, and they went to get it. And my younger son grabbed it and brought it up here by himself. I was like, you really shouldn't carry that up here by yourself. It's very heavy. This is an old, like, oak desk. And it's, like, super heavy, solid wood. It's so heavy. And even without the drawers, I mean, I took all the drawers out. There's 4 drawers there. I took all the drawers out and brought the drawers up. And I was like, it was still, like, so heavy. There was no way I was getting it up here. And my younger son just brought it up by himself. I'm like, you really should let your brother help you with that. And he just grabbed it and brought it up here. But anyway, I have those little metal locker basket and a little rolling cart the rolling cart I got from Temu. And I have, like, my yarns and some, you know, things like that down there. There's some baker's twine extra bag. And some eyelash yarn, all that kind of stuff is down there. This kind of blocks the view, but this was in my master bedroom. And I'm like, why do I have, it's more yarn and stuff, eyelash trim and yarn. I was like, why is this? Because I just had the basket like this. It kind of looks pretty like that, but then I'll have to maybe take this out of the plastic bag. But I had it in my master bedroom, and it's like, why do I have that in here? It should go with my yarn. So I put it down there. And yeah, so I brought all the drawers up here. Got them all back in here, but I can't get that one to close. It was closed. I took it out. I brought it up here. I put it back in. And now I can't get it closed. I don't know what's going on. I've taken it out and put it back in a couple of times, and I don't know what's going on. I have to work with it and figure out why it's not going back in. The other ones just slid right back in there, but like I said, it's very old. Maybe I'll put a little oil on the slider or something, because it's like there's a blockage back there, but there's nothing back there. Like I said, I took it out and put it back in several times. So, let me show you. I'm going to see how my son likes this, what I put on top of the washer dryer. Here's my, my different cutters and boards and things. So I got this rack also. This little wood rack here. It's a little kind of they call it a pan organizer, or you can use it for your lids or your some plates if you wanted to maybe, but see the little spaces in between. Yeah, so I got that for these boards. I had these under my desk, and it's okay under my desk. That one there, I have a little shelf underneath the door my husband put in for me. It was okay there, like it worked, but I wanted to try this because I think I like it better. See, I have 2 extra spaces. And so this is sitting on top of my son's food washer dryer right now. But yeah, so when he takes it, I'll have to move that. But anyway, I got that. I really like it. So, you know, I'll put it somewhere else when he moves this. But right now it's right there because I didn't know where else to put it. And then here's the counter, kitchen counter. So this is going to be my coffee dyeing center or station. I'm going to have this counter instead of, I used to use the table here. And it wasn't covered with this pretty wallpaper downstairs. It was covered with a tablecloth. But anyway, I'm going to have this for my work area. See, I put my Halloween stuff away. That was in there and on the bottom. So my Halloween stuff, so I have those available for my next project. And then I have this available to spread out if I need to, you know, organize or collate pages or something. And so that used to be my coffee dyeing area, but my coffee dyeing area is going to be over here now. And I have the tablecloth that I showed you or will be showing you. I think I have it right here. Yeah, I'll cover the counter with this tablecloth and do my coffee dyeing here. And I can put some over here. I'll figure out. I have other tablecloths, so I mean I will cover the counter before I coffee dye on it. And then I got a little coffee maker. This is the cheap little coffee maker I got from Walmart for like $15. And I just got the cheapest one I could find, so I could just make, because I like to make my coffee like that I use for my coffee dyeing. I make it, and you know, fresh pot of coffee, and make it how I like to make it, you know, where it makes my paper the color I want it. So I don't like have to use a lot of extra. I just kind of make it normal for me anyway. So anyway, I got a coffee maker for up here, so I could just make my coffee and immediately dye my paper right here. So this is my coffee dyeing. I might just try to keep it on this area here. I would say that's about the length of that table. Yeah. So anyway, I might have to get more than one tablecloth. We'll see how it works when I spread the tablecloth out here. But yeah, so that's going to be my coffee. These are some, I need to put these away. I haven't figured out where to put them yet. So these are my keychains that I'm going to craft with to make into charms. I showed you these in a Thrifty Thursday. I brought them up here, took them out of the packaging. I have this little pile, but like I haven't brought everything up here yet, so I don't know what I want to put them in, a little bag or a little bin. But so they're sitting there. And then I brought all my buttons up here. So I wanted to see, I kind of had a vision of putting them up here. So this is the two new jars that I showed you. So those they're sitting like that because I kind of like to see the buttons, but they can sit like this. And I was debating on whether to replace all of these with and just have those, but I decided not to because I really like all the miscellaneous jars and being able to see the buttons better than just seeing a lid like that. I mean, that's fine. That would be fine. But that would be number 2 on my preferences. Number 1 is to see the buttons. And this one ended up using, I have these little Ziploc bags, see that? So I decided to use this one for now anyway. That's what I'm doing unless I change it later. I'm not getting any more buttons. If I get more buttons, they're going to have to fit in these jars. So I'm going to have to use some of these before I get any more buttons, even if I find them at the thrift store. But yeah, I'm putting some of my vintage buttons. That's what a lot of these are. And I'm putting them in these little Ziploc bags so I could grab one when I do like a sewing bundle or something, or a fabric bundle, and I want to add a little bag of buttons to the bundle. These are ready to go for that, so I got that ready this week. Let's see. Let's turn it this way, because you have the little tip thing on this side. Let's turn it the other way, and then you have the whole jar there. Sorry, let me hold you up so you can see what I'm doing. Yeah. So anyway, I decided I like to see the buttons, so there we go. I can see all the buttons. And this one's empty. There were buttons in there, and I filled up one of these jars with them. See, I have extra space in that one. That's a Dollar Tree button jar, plastic one, but the rest of these are glass that I've just, jelly jar and mason jars, things I've collected. Some of them were given to me through gifts. So, there was a gift inside of something. I don't even remember what, but and some of them are, that's a jelly jar too. There, that has wooden buttons and things like that in there from Temu. So, and then I have paper towels right there because I needed some paper towels up here, so I put a roll right there, just like, you know, this is a kitchen, so kitchen area. So yeah, I think we're all the way around. I'm going to show you a little bit more here. So this is my hallway up here. There, not right here, but that far doorway right there. There used to be a door there. You can see where the latch was right there. But someone in the years that we've lived here, we've probably lived here almost 20 years now. Somewhere along the line, both my boys used to live up here. When they both lived at home, this was my son's room and that was my other son's room. So both my boys, this was their area. Like, you guys live upstairs and do whatever you want. Not whatever you want, but you know what I mean, within reason. So somewhere along the line, that door got taken down after my son moved out, because my son, this one, my older one, lived over here, and he did not want my younger son messing with his stuff unless he was invited in. So yeah, so which he was most of the time, but sometimes, you know how it is with brothers and sisters and stuff. So yeah, that door is gone. And then over here, this is a bathroom. So like there was a door there. So you need, this bathroom has two entrances. So one, there, picture a door there. That door is locked. This person can go into into the bathroom. There's one bathroom up here. This person can go into the bathroom from here. And then there's another door out here. Not that one there, that's the bedroom door, but there's another door over there that goes into the bathroom. So my other son, that was his bedroom. He could go into the bathroom that way. So anyway, long story short, or whatever, I have wall space here, and it goes all the way to the ceiling here, and a little bit there. So I'm picturing two of my, remember I said I have 5 pieces to bring up here, 2 on either side of that window I showed you over there on the other side. And 2, I'm picturing at least 2 things can go here. These walls are wider than like that little wall right there. This is a closet right here. That also used to have a door. It's gone. I don't know who took it down. But anyway, I'm picturing 2 of those pieces of furniture here because they're like shelf units and things like that that are taller. So 2 back there, 2 here, and I have one more bigger, kind of a wide shelf downstairs. So that's number 5. I'll show you where I think I'm going to put that. But anyway, skip the closet. I have things in here. My clothes are in. This is going to be my closet now because my closet downstairs was too small. So I already have my clothes up here. I've been organizing that too, along with my craft room. So, okay, that's the hallway. And then we walk out here. Now, my son still had this set up. My younger son that just moved out, he had this area set up. This is what I call the common area. It's just an open area here I've been cleaning. And that stuff I need to bring downstairs. And they had a gate. My younger son put gates up here to contain his animals that he had up here, his pets. So anyway, I don't know, those will probably be taken down at some point. But this is his computers. This was my son's computer area. There's a chair and there's a computer over there. He hasn't gotten this out yet. But this area here, I'm picturing as like, I have a bunch of stuff in the closet shelves and things in my closet downstairs, in my downstairs craft room. So I'm picturing those shelves going in here. And there's a stairway rail here, but there's a wall here. And then there's a taller wall here. So I'm picturing this area full of that stuff. Okay, there's a stairway going down. And then there's a wall here. And there's another set of my plastic drawers, and that's the last set. They're all up here now. So you can see I found another corner. There's that other door that goes into the bathroom. This is my son's picture over here that he still has to take. But I'm picturing that other wider piece of furniture here on this wall. It's pretty wide, so I got to measure and see if it'll fit there. If it doesn't, I'll have to figure out maybe if it'll fit in the craft room and another, switch around I mean, they're not up here yet, so I can measure and decide where things are going. But yeah, this is a tall wall, and I see some dust up there. See, I haven't cleaned I haven't dusted up there yet out here either. I've cleaned the floor in here though, real good. I cleaned the whole floor real good. That's why I have the broom and the mop up here. I cleaned this shelf. So this was our shelf before my son moved up here. I don't know if it was here before he moved here or he was using it and moved in here, but he didn't take it with him and he said he's not going to take it. So I have some things on there. So I might put some books on here, whatever I need to. So these are kind of like recent books that I brought home that I put on here. That's my that's my scrap box. I needed that up here right away. This is things I need to put away. So these are things that are up here, and they might go into like something that I have downstairs still, but I'm not going to bring these downstairs and then have to, haul them back up here. So I'm just kind of putting them here in a nice, organized kind of fashion. So they're here when I bring whatever up here that they go into, then I'll put them away. So, if you've been up and down the stairs 100 times or so, you really kind of want to do some kind of organization on your up and down stairs climbing, so that you don't, you can minimize that a little bit if you can. So, and then I cleaned the shelves. I cleaned all these shelves. They were a little dusty. Cleaned the shelves. So I have those 2 shelves down here. This tall one I'm actually picturing has some atlases. I'm wondering if they're not very wide as the thing. This shelf is not very wide. These books fit on here. You can see I have extra space, but the atlases, they're pretty big. But I'm still thinking maybe I can put them here. They won't take up this whole shelf, but they are tall. Some of those tall atlases. I have a couple of those. I might put them there when I end up putting this stuff away. They're still downstairs. So, but I even could put scrapbook paper here, even though it sticks out. These shelves are pretty strong. This is just an old bookshelf we had. And so, yeah, I could even put scrapbook paper there. We'll see. We'll see. But anyway, yep, that is the whole kit and caboodle. You've seen it all now. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. So, anyway, like I said, 5 more pieces of furniture to bring up. And I think I'll be in business. I mean, I'm already, operational up here. I have everything I need up here, really. I just, if I need something from down there, I'll run and get it. But, I didn't tell you what I put under here. This little bin is that white one with the lid, with the one with the white lid. That one. Oh, I didn't show you my closet. So many things I brought up here. I'm going to forget to show you everything. That bin, let me try to go quick. That has the doilies and linens and things that I've been making bundles out of. So I put it right there so I can make more. I'm loving this table up here now that I have a room to work. I can, grab some linens, spread out, grab some sewing patterns. Those are ones I'm destashing. Spread out and get those bundles ready. And this is a bag of my future project, things I'm collecting for I'm going to probably call it Cozy Date with a Book. And so, yeah, a hashtag Cozy Date with a Book coming up. And that's all the little things to go in that bundle, except for the books. I don't have the books up here yet. They're still downstairs. So I need to get the books up here and get busy on that. But current things, little bundles I'm working on. And as I have extra space. But yeah, I was like, this is so fun and cool to have that space to just put those things right there temporarily that I'm working on, bundles, and be able to work on it right there. Okay, one more thing. Sorry, this is getting a little long probably, but one more thing in my closet I must show you. So let me I have a stool here I need to move because the shelves are kind of high in here. So I'm going to show you this half of the closet. So I told you I'm moving my clothes closet up here into this. This is a much bigger closet than my closet that I have my clothes in downstairs. So this is my closet. This was, like I said, it used to be a bedroom. So this was the closet for this bedroom. And so everything, all my clothes and my shoes fit in the other part that you're not seeing behind me and beside me over here. So right here, this whole wall of shelves, I put in when we first moved here, because when we first moved here, before it was my son's room, it was the master bedroom here. So this was, we had 2 master bedrooms. We made this one a master bedroom, and we had the original master bedroom downstairs, which was my oldest son's room when we first moved in here. And we kind of switched around. It's a whole thing. It's a whole long story. But anyway, it is what it is now, right? So this, I had put all these shelves in here. That's what I do when I move into a house. I just put in as many shelves as I can into a closet. Now these weren't here. This was, this was a clothes closet, so it probably had clothes hanging here. But this was another part of that shelf in the other room. This was the top half of it, so it's in here. So I put it in here thinking it would be really cool. So it's still in here, so it's a good sign. I think I'm going to be able to leave it in here. But it's got these 2 shelves. This one, which was part of the original closet. That one. So that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shelves. And I always do this too, I put a shelf over the door. So these aren't crafty things, but that might go downstairs. That's things for my granddaughter. So I might have that room too if I need it. I can put those things downstairs because I have, I'm putting some things in what it's going to be. My craft room is going to be my future guest room. And like, I think that fair game for things I want to put in there too. So that stuff for my granddaughter might go in the guest room. But anyway, so I put away my Halloween stuff. That's my Halloween stuff right there. You can see I have extra room. And then these are just things sitting here temporarily until I get whatever I'm going to put in here and organize it. But this is just some extra plastic bags and envelopes and things for storage. This is some Christmas stuff. I haven't brought my Christmas stuff up here yet. Oh, shelf here. And then here, this was something I was really excited about, and we can go into more depth on it later if you want to see what's in these containers. But I ordered them from, you can get them on Michaels.com or on Walmart.com, or I don't know if they have them on Amazon. I think they were a little bit higher, a few dollars higher in the price on Amazon. But they were pretty much, I think they were $2 cheaper than, they're either the same or $2 cheaper at Walmart.com than Michaels.com. And I kind of am more loyal to Walmart.com because I'm a Walmart Plus member, and I feel like I get my money's worth and free shipping and things like that on things that are cheaper than $35, kind of like Prime a lot of the time. So I'm kind of loyal to WalmartPlus.com. So I ordered this set of 12 of these 12 by 12 plastic containers on Walmart.com. These are all empty, but I was really excited about this because I had these things in these Ziploc bags, this kind of bigger envelope organizer thing, and some of them were getting quite full, like the strawberry stuff, getting quite full, and it was okay. It was fine down in my other craft room because I didn't have room for these. But now I thought, I'm moving up here. I'm going to get this together, So like I said, I have 5 extra. It was a set of 12. And they're less than $5 each. You can't beat that. You cannot beat that. I challenge you to find a 12 by 12 container like this anywhere for under $5. It was a little under $5. It wasn't like under $4. So it was over $4, but under $5 when you do the math without taxes. So nice containers for what I wanted. So anyway, what I did was take I was organizing downstairs my different subjects, but I didn't have all of these organized. I had the McDonald's just sitting around. I didn't have the science in anything yet. I kind of, have things scattered around. When I would see them in my craft room downstairs, I would be like, oh, that would be good for this journal, or would be good for that journal. but I didn't have them together. I'm like, I need to remember that this is here, so when I do that journal, I can go and get that. But you know how that is, then you don't remember, and then later you find it and you're like, oh shoot, I wanted to use that in my science journal type of thing. No. And so now when I find something, I have a couple things in there, a few things, but when I find things like that, I can go say, okay, I'm going to go take this and I'm going to put it in that bin, right? So I've got science, McDonald's, you know, all the McDonald's stuff we just brought home. I haven't made the journals yet. Easter, strawberry, bees, school, and patriotic. So that's what I have right now going on. And I had a couple more, which I don't know, where are they? I think they're still downstairs. I had a couple more that'll be subjects that I will be stashing in a bundle, so I'll get those together. But yeah, I'm really excited about this, to have this way of organizing things now, because it's just going to be so nice, and I'm really thankful for the room to be able to do this now. So I'm thankful for all of this room, because, you know, I didn't have it when my kids were growing up. You know, I just explained that this room went through several transitions over the years. And yeah, very thankful for this now. And the way we'll be able to transform our house and transition it into the current state. And hopefully my future granddaughters and I will be able to come up here. I mean, I have one granddaughter now. I'm having a second granddaughter. So me and my granddaughters will be able to come up here and do some crafting. And maybe all of us, the granddaughters and the daughters-in-law and me, you know, if we want to do some crafting together. We have this whole table to work at and my little table over there now. So yeah, I think we could have a lot of fun up here. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the progress. Sorry if it got a little long. I hope you don't mind and just enjoy the detail. And when I get it finished, I'll do, you know, hopefully the next progress update will be finished. And then you can let me know, like, certain parts, like, Sheree, can you show us what you have in those plastic drawers? Can you show us what you have in your dresser? Type thing. Or can you show us how you have your sewing desk? What's in those drawers? How do you have that organized? I don't know. Anything that you think of that you might want to know, or do you want to see what do I really have in those drawers, and, you know, the subjects, you know, drawer, you know, containers that I just showed you. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got some ideas. You know, everybody's space is different, so you have to do what's right for you and what works for you. Everybody's brain works different, so this is what I like, but you might hate those plastic drawers, but I love them. So yeah, they're all pull out. So the only thing I have to unstack is these here, and I did it already. The science was on the bottom, and I found when I was doing my Thrifty Thursdays, I found a book. I was like, oh, this goes in my science. Oh, I have a science container. And I came in here and it was on the bottom, so I just had to, you know, unstack it, and now it's on the top. So they're not in any certain order or anything. They're going to be moved around. But yeah, I don't think that will be a problem. This is the only thing really that I have to unstack in here. If that's how it ends up being, that would be great. So anyway, I'm really going to say goodbye now, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you then.